most to gain.
What an introduction.
Well, it's a
Kevin
big
Wildes.
day. It's a big day. We're on the eve of Game 7.
Indeed, and as much as KW Brew hates some of the, he doesn't like King of the Hill. He tries to ruin it.
I like King of the Hill.
He certainly doesn't like.
You're the one that tries to ruin it. You keep on changing the
sports
recipe.
media ombudsman.
Well, no one likes
He wants this to be a more regular. Every time we do this, it's because Wild says, and I quote, this is what he says. I don't want to give Nick extra work to do, but why don't you make this list for us for the show?
Why don't you
Number
carry a
8.
12-minute segment for us?
Number 8. On most to gain.
Oh, huge win.
Chris Broussard. Now it is
usually on most to lose.
It is shameless for him to be on here after picking, I think, 4 teams to win this year's NBA championship. However,
who?
Well, definitely the Lakers, definitely the Thunder,
No, I picked the Lakers
definitely
to win
the Pacers.
the West.
Not
the
Who did you
championship.
have winning the championship then? The Celtics? So you had the Celtics.
I don't think I made a
Okay, well.
You're Pacers now.
You had the Cavs at one
I
point
had the
in
Cavs
the finals.
in the East.
Who knows? But whatever. You're a Pacers guy. You're wearing your Pacers tie. You're at number 8. Number 7, Jalen Williams. Game 6 will just be forgotten if they win and he plays well. What will be remembered is his 40-point game in Game 5. An all-time Robin performance, and either way he's getting it, but the $250 million contract he's going to sign this summer. At number 6, the big 3 of the NBA, Jokic, Giannis, Luka. They stay the big 3 if Shea loses.
You really?
Yeah. I think there's too much.
I think Shea's ahead of Luka.
I know you have Shea ahead of Luka. I think that there will be enough of a stench, if you will, from they had it in their hand, that then it's like, okay, like last year you two played in a series. Luka was better. His team made the finals and lost. This year Luka's team fell short. Your team made the finals and lost. But certainly Giannis and Joker are safe. Certainly they're safe, and maybe Luka.
Because he does have the MVP that Luka.
Wait till preseason when Luka dunks.
Oh, this guy won't stop talking.
I'm being positive.
Just trying to body shame Luka. Number 5, Pascal Siakam. If they win, I think he's going to be Finals MVP. And then this will be his resume, Brew.
Yes.
3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, including a second team, a 2-time champion, a Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and a Finals MVP.
Springfield, here we go.
I think it's a Hall of Famer.
He's in.
He's in. He's in. Because he's averaged 20 and 8 in both finals.
In those two finals. I think he's in.
Yeah, he's
in. So while we're saying in a weird world where evidently Rasheed Wallace is not in, Pascal Siakam is in.
Ring culture.
For ring culture. I was about to say, ring culture.
Ring culture. At number 4, the city of Seattle. There's a lot of scuttlebutt that the NBA is going to announce expansion soon. Everybody thinks when they do, Seattle's getting a team. Can you imagine if they get their team announced back and Oklahoma City still hasn't won a title? If they get to say, oh, how are things looking down T-Boone Pickens land down there? I'm just saying there is real heartache about how that team was taken from them. We're buying the team.
They should let them be the Sonics, too.
100%. And so the city of, the state of Washington, the city of Seattle is rooting for Indiana. At number 3, Tyrese Halliburton, because if they win the title, no matter how he plays in Game 7, historically this playoffs will be known as the Halliburton game winners. You know what I mean? The buzzer beaters, the clutch shots, the game winners. Playing hurt. Not only playing hurt, but also making us all look askance at other calf injuries. We're like, wait, you missed 2 weeks? This guy looked
your Achilles?
Unbelievable. All right, number 2, Rick Carlisle. So Rick Carlisle, all-time legendary status for 2 series. No doubt one of the best coaches of the era and everything that goes along with it. And then, of course, at number 1, SGA. Because while he did not play very well last night, Game 7 gives you a different type of opportunity. Like, what, for Shea's legacy, so to speak, what would have been better? They blow the Pacers out yesterday and he just has a normal game. Or they lose like they did, gives him the opportunity for an awesome Game 7.
Yes.
To cement Finals MVP, League MVP, scoring champion, all of that. So there it is, SGA with the most to gain.
Good list. Good list. I think one guy's missing.
Okay.
So if you take either me or the city of Seattle off, make it one or the other if you want to make it all players and coaches.
Should never take you off.
This is going to surprise you guys. TJ McConnell.
Well, what does he have
Has
to gain?
anyone's stock? His stock has risen in these playoffs as much as somebody, I don't know where it was. It must have been a tweet, it's a ridiculous tweet.
Okay.
But this was
let's
out
put it
there.
To air. It's out there. It was someone tweeted.
Someone tweeted. This is ridiculous.
Okay,
I have
good.
not co-signed. In fact, I'm going against this. But
let's give it a
this is
national
what was
platform.
out there.
Okay, here we go.
That if you build a team around him, could he not be Jalen Brunson?
No, he couldn't.
No, I know. But that's how high his stock.
Honestly, the way you sold it, I thought it was going to be more ridiculous.
You thought it was going to be
It just rattled around in my head for a second until I got to a no. But here's the weird thing. Smothering defense, and then occasionally he can just get a bucket. I think would remind
getting to
people
where
of
he
Brunson.
wants to go on the floor.
He gets to his spots and he can rise up.
And he's got the little nice little
who he reminds me of, not in style, but on shot chart and like devastating feeling for the opposition when he makes the shots. Sean Livingston with the Warriors.
Oh, he shot like 80%.
Yeah, or Sean, they were all on these like 8 to 12 footers.
Yep.
It was like if it was one of those things where you can only see like the skeleton of the guy, the outline of the guy, you'd know whose shot it was, just like McConnell.
Yep.
Because Livingston had his wasn't like McConnell's, but they're the only guys in the league that shoot the way they shoot from where they are, and it just feels automatic. Now,
here's the thing I'm going to throw at you, what he has to gain.
Okay, tell me.
Right now, if Indiana wins this series, Siakam's going to be the MVP.
Yes.
Okay. It is, and he should be. He would get my vote. But it is on the board.
What is on the board?
It is on the board that TJ McConnell could be the finals MVP.
No, it's not.
It is on the board.
I don't think
Here's
there
what
is
I'm
a
gonna
literal
say.
board. It's not on the board.
First of all, this is a true team championship. Siakam, let's say it ended. It was over right now.
At 110 to 1.
Siakam's at 19-8.
Oh, 110
If
to 1.
Siakam would get the NBA Finals MVP right now. But it's not like he had a dominating performance in these finals.
No.
I think the second guy right now is Halliburton. For the game winner of game one.
Game winner
He's
carries
also
so much
second
weight.
in scoring, first in assists, played last night, played well through injury, all that. But if Siakam or Halliburton doesn't have a great game, and now you might say, well, how are they going to win? But their depth. You may be top in plays. And McConnell comes in and plays really well. Look, Iguodala got it, and I'm not saying he got it on a team where Steph Curry was the MVP that season.
And Kawhi got it in a year where he was
not as a role player with the Spurs, with the big three Spurs.
Those are like defensive awards.
Yes.
Yes, I get it, but this guy has been critical.
That's true.
He leads the Pacers in steals. He's second in assists and fourth in scoring. And he's only playing, 20 minutes a night?
His stat line last night was something else. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals.
4 steals, and he had another game with 5 steals.
Now, what I think cuts against him, aside from the raw numbers, is kind of his best game of the series came in a game they lost. You know what I mean? When he led the comeback in Game 5, they didn't end up winning. I don't think he can be Finals MVP.
I'm just saying it's on the board.
Well,
like, he's not.
It should be either it's on the board or it should be on the board.
You think it should be on the board, or it is on the board?
I guess it's on the board. It's on the board. I moved to
Siakam,
Paris.
Halliburton, McConnell.
Here's what I wonder. And I got in trouble with the league once because I misunderstood, I guess, how the 2016 Finals MVP voting went.
They called me.
I know. They called Brew. They're like, somebody get a hold of Nick Wright. If people really don't, know who's voting or discuss amongst each other, What I do wonder is, because is it 7 or 9 voters? It changes year to year, whatever it is. Could 3 votes win it? Meaning, like,
if it's
for the Pacers, like,
no.
No, but if Halliburton gets 3, if Siakam gets 3, you know what I mean? Like, and there's...
it's like a runoff.
Right,
it depends on how many guys get votes.
And so, like, that's the... So, I don't know. I think that's a little too much.
A little sugar, a little spice. It's time now for the coveted most to lose list.
Indeed. And this is only a 5-person list. At number 5... Chris Broussard again.
It's a meaner look.
I mean, it's...
Why'd you even... At what
He also shaved for most to win, had a beard. Most to lose.
Why did the photographer and now look mean?
Look
You
tough.
might need to send this
So here's the deal. If Oklahoma City ends up winning, then this is a flip-flop for the ages. And not only am I totally clean on abandoning the Warriors to go with the Celtics, only to have the Warriors come back. It is, Brews, that goes away, and this becomes the standard first things first flip-flop. So he has a lot.
I don't know if
No,
that's
there's
true.
just no. We both,
it just is what it is.
Joint.
At number 4, Sam Presti. Listen, everyone thinks he is a great GM because he is a great GM. Everybody thinks he has built a great team because he has built a great team. However, to have built 2 juggernauts in your tenure as a GM for a small market team and have one of them win 1 finals game ever and then never get back there, and then the next one, we'll see what the long term is, but if they lose this after being one of the biggest favorites in finals history, after being up 3-2 and then lose a game 7 at home, what that means for not his future with the Thunder, they'll keep him as long as he wants, but kind of how we view him, I think is noteworthy.
Can I say something about it?
Please.
Because I've heard people say Presti's got to get a ring. Presti better get a ring. Like, I look, obviously you want one, but I don't win or lose, this does not change my thoughts on Sam Presti 1 iota. Because I get it, you want to ring, but he is an awesome GM. Awesome.
But winning does change your thoughts on him. Like, winning cements him, and maybe losing he doesn't drop, but winning, he needs the winning to move forward.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, net rating is a stat. The greatest teams ever. This overall Brews already poo-pooing it. Net rating as a stat that we're supposed to care about. Number 2, I hate to do it, Michael Jordan. So there are a couple reasons. One is, listen, there is no greater kind of knife to the heart of ring culture than the 2025 Indiana Pacers winning the championship. And additionally, what is, in the Jordan-LeBron debate, the go-to and almost indefensible anti-LeBron point? 2011. Well, if Carlisle pulls this off, that wasn't a LeBron meltdown. He just ran into a mastermind. Who can't Carlisle beat? And at number 1, SGA. Because I'm just telling you, fair or not, this will follow him until he wins a championship. Like, he goes from a guy who was on, like, not only a reputational free roll, but like overachieved and nobody said anything negative about him. 1 loss, and nothing else he does moving forward in the regular season in his career, it is going to resonate until you overcome this.
Excellent. Excellent job. We have an hour and 15 minutes left and 8 blocks to get through. More first things first after the break.